Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to see how we can use man-in-the-middle framework in order to downgrade HTTPS websites to HTTP websites. In fact, we're not going to do anything different because when we run man-in-the-middle framework, it runs something called SSL strip, and this software actually tries to downgrade HTTPS to HTTP. And it's successful most of the times, but it's not successful if the website uses HSTS, that is strict HTTPS protocol. Okay, in that case it actually forces the browser to open the website in HTTPS form, but most of the websites do not use that. So let me try this with my own website. Okay, so if I go to atilsenmanciolu.com, okay, it will start, but it will open in HTTP mode. As you can see, we don't have HTTPS in front of this website, but you know this runs on HTTPS. You have seen it before, but now we managed to downgrade this to HTTP. But if I click on other tabs, it may go into HTTPS as well. So it's not successful every time, but it is successful most of the times. And even we don't have anything, of course, in my own website to log in, so we cannot actually test this with my own website, but we can test this with other websites like LinkedIn, like hotmail.com, because they're using HTTPS, but they are not using HSTS. So let me try this. Okay, rather than my own website, I'm just going to go into hotmail.com. So Hotmail actually uses HTTPS, but as you can see, we will manage to downgrade it to HTTP. Now it's not secure. Now if I try to sign in from hotmail.com, it will just open it in HTTP as well, and we will be able to get these credentials. Now, if you cannot downgrade this, you may have to try it again, or you can just try it with other websites like LinkedIn or Stack Overflow, okay? But I'm just going to do this in Hotmail, and as you can see, it's still in the HTTP, and I will come over here to sign in. I will give atilsem as username, and I will give 123456 as password. So right now it will fail, of course, because there isn't any account like that as far as I know. But let me go to my Kali Linux, and if I scroll up a little bit, then I can see all the logs over here. Okay, and I will search for the username and password that we have just captured, and here you go. Now we have this atilsem, okay, and we should have the password over here somewhere. Let me look for it. Yep, I believe we have this over here. Okay, the password is 123456, so we are certain that it's working in the HTTPS as well. Remember, I have told you that the man-in-the-middle framework is not getting updates anymore, but the reason that we're not going to include better cap in this course only is that SSL strip actually works better in man-in-the-middle framework, at least at this moment. So this is more successful when it comes to downgrading HTTPS to HTTP. And since most of the websites actually use HTTPS right now, it makes sense to use this man-in-the-middle framework. If you cannot succeed, then don't worry, we're going to see how it's done in BetterCap as well. So if you cannot make man-in-the-middle framework work, then it's okay. We're going to see how to do all of these things in BetterCap as well. And let me show you another thing. If we go to facebook.com, we won't be able to downgrade HTTPS to HTTP because, as I said before, there is something called HSTS. This is strict HTTPS, and it prevents us to downgrade HTTPS to HTTP like that. So even though I'm running SSL strip right now, it doesn't succeed to downgrade it. So you may think at this point, how are we ever going to hack into the Facebook, okay? Or how hackers steal Facebook or Instagram passwords? It's not actually ideal to steal those information from man-in-the-middle attacks. We're going to cover this as well later on in the course. We're going to see how actually hackers social engineer people to run their steal their Facebook passwords, Instagram passwords, or other passwords as well. But right now we're trying to learn about network attacks, and man-in-the-middle is the attack that we should master, okay? And in fact, in the better cap section, we're going to see how we can downgrade the HSTS as well, but it will work like 10 or 20 or 30% of the time. And this HTTPS to HTTP downgrade works 60, 70, 80% of time. And of course, if you're targeting an HTTP website, it works like 95% of the time. So there isn't a guarantee that this attack will work and the hackers will steal our information, but there are some probabilities, and we're trying to increase this probability by mastering these tools. So far so good. Now you know how to steal information from the users when they visit HTTPS and HTTP websites. As I said before, we're going to dive into the HSTS later on in the better cap section, but right now we're gonna stop here and continue with other plugins of man-in-the-middle framework in the next lecture.